time for This Week in Clarksville. And now, here's your host, Stephanie Miller.
Welcome to This Week in Clarksville on this Thursday, September 22nd. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller. I've been looking forward to this day because it is the first day of fall. I can finally say it's fall, y'all. Such an exciting time of year. You have pumpkins, you have apple picking, homemade chili, sweaters. I could go on with a number of fall favorites, but I will only highlight one more. It is homecoming season, and I am talking about homecoming right here at Austin Peay State University. They've had a week of celebration already as their 2022 homecoming theme is Let the Gov Times Roll. We know the campus is having a great time. Coming up, we are going to hear from the Assistant Executive Director of Alumni and Annual Giving. He's going to share with us the happenings tomorrow as well as game day Saturday. He'll have everything that you can expect. We will also hear from a former Gov football player who is the current football alumni president. He's going to share with us what alumni and campus support mean to the Gov players on game day. And join me as I sit down with the dynamic duo of deception. I'll introduce you to the pair who has been featured on the stage at Magic Castle in LA, Nashville's House of Cards, and even featured on the series Masters of Illusion. Meet this beautiful couple, hear their love story, and find out where you can be deceived by them this weekend. We'll also catch up with a local realtor who will share information for sellers and buyers and how they can stay up to date on an ever-changing housing market. She'll also share tips on how you can pick the best realtor for you and your family. But first, let's check in with reporter Sherry Reeves to see what's making the wrap in this week's edition of Main Street Clarksville.
In this week's edition of Main Street Clarksville, we have coverage of the Tennessee Public Charter School Commission, which is considering the amended applications of 2 charter schools that applied but were denied operation from the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System's Board of Education in July. During public hearings on Friday, September 16th, the Charter School Commission heard from members of the public in Clarksville who voiced their views on whether charter schools should be allowed into the district.
I believe that help comes best from charter schools. There are many who have lost faith and confidence in overcrowded schools.
We don't need this, and we won't stand for it. We define Tennessee. What you see right here, this is the definition of Clarksville, Tennessee.
The commission is expected to rule on the appeals of Oxton High School and American Classical Academy Montgomery, October 5th. Former Clarksville City Councilman Richard Garrett pled guilty to voter registration fraud in Montgomery County Court on Thursday, September 15th. Montgomery County Circuit Court Judge Bill Goodman sentenced Garrett to 2 years probation and ordered him to pay a $1,000 fine. The former councilman and Mayor Pro Tem and his wife were arrested Friday, August 6th of 2021 and charged with voter fraud and perjury, just 2 weeks after the former city leader resigned his position. Helping Clarksville's homeless and feeding the hungry were 2 goals Manna Cafe Ministries founder Kenny York brought to Montgomery County. Sadly, York died last week at the age of 60. In lieu of flowers, the family's asking donations be made to mannacafeministries.com. Nearly 1,000 motorcycles took to the streets of Clarksville last weekend as part of the 41st annual Leslie W. Watson Memorial Toy Run. The drivers traveled from Clarksville Speedway to Governor Square Mall, carrying toys and donations for area children in need this Christmas. The annual event was hosted by Bikers Who Care and had a few unique riders, including Montgomery County Mayor Wes Golden and even Santa Claus. And as always, Clarksville's finest helped to keep the drivers safe as they traveled through town. And that's a wrap. I'm Sherry Reeves, Main Street, Clarksville.
Thank you, Sherry. A little later, we are going to get our sports highlights from sports reporter Brady McAtamney. But first, we're staying right here on the campus of Austin Peay State University and hear about all the student excitement for the 2022 homecoming celebration. We'll be right back.
I just love your living room set. Do you mind if I ask where you got it?
You're not gonna believe this, but Rooms for Less.
No way. I thought with the whole less thing.
No, not at all. The whole less is really more. More quality, more name brand, more selection.
Excuse me, one moment. Rooms for Less? Yes. I'm calling about a living room set? Great, I'm on my way.
The West Group at Southwest Funding has a combined 29 plus years of experience in the local mortgage market. It's our top priority to make sure the client is well informed and has a transparent loan process. Our focus is to make your journey to home ownership as seamless as possible. Once you close with the West Group, you are family for life. To become part of the Happy West Group family of clients, call 931-266-0013 or visit us at thewestgroupswf.com.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller. It is an exciting time in Austin Peay. They're in the middle of their 2022 homecoming celebration. I am sitting down now with the Assistant Executive Director of Alumni and Annual Giving, Mr. Brad Averett. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time because I know you're incredibly busy right now.
Stephanie, it's an honor to be here. Honored to have you here in our Alumni Center. So thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. This is a beautiful center and can't wait to maybe talk to you about that one day. But we're talking homecoming today that kicks off this past Monday.
Yes.
What's happening right now?
So much is happening right now. It's a busy week. We will sleep on Sunday and it'll be great. So Monday actually did kick off some of the celebrations. So Monday night is the bonfire for the students, and that is where they announce the homecoming court. So that has now been announced, and so that's a super, super exciting time. The homecoming bonfire actually dates back to the 50s. So that is one of the longer, so this is our 91st homecoming, APSU homecoming. And with the exception of the parade, the bonfire, I believe, according to our Student Life and Engagement Office, so I'm gonna go back to them, but that's our second longest running tradition for homecoming is the bonfire. So not exactly sure what year, but dates back to the 50s. So.
That's incredible. And you've experienced this because you are an alum of Austin Peay.
I did, yeah. So I was here from 2006 to 2010, did my undergrad. Have been working here since 2011 and did my master's here from 2015 to 2017. So they have not gotten rid of me yet.
And I don't think they're going to.
I hope not. I hope not. I love it here. I love being here, and of course, love Austin Peay. It's a great place to be. It's such a great place for our community here in Clarksville.
We'll talk about this school has a lot of love from its alum. I know tomorrow is going to be the golf tournament. Yes. On the 23rd.
Yes. So we get so much support, right? The outpouring of support that we get from our alumni and from our friends, right? That's a great thing about our Clarksville community is that there's so many people who support that didn't necessarily go here. But yeah, starting tomorrow we have our alumni golf tournament, which is going to start at 10 a.m. At Swan Lake Golf Course. It's going to be a huge turnout. We have, I think we got 30 teams that are signed up to be there. So yeah, going to be a great turnout. A great, really kicked off on Monday, but really a great kickoff to the weekend, right? So we got the golf tournament that's going to be happening. Events start at 10 a.m. and run through probably close to midnight on Friday night tomorrow night. So yeah, we have that. We have the military alumni scholarship dinner. We had the College of Business reception, the PELP reception. The PELP is our President's Emerging Leaders Program. So all of our alumni coming back for that. We have the All Athletic Alumni Mixer going on tomorrow night. Just so many things going on, so many alumni from different areas that are here, and it's really, really a cool time.
I just caught on to the military dinner that you're having, and again, being so close to Fort Campbell, huge military area that we are. Can you explain more about that dinner to me?
Yeah, so our military alumni chapter, which I think, and so working here with our alumni association, we have various alumni chapters. Some of those are regional, some of those are by affinity. So we have a military alumni chapter, and they are one of the most active, one of the most special, and really just one of the most awesome alumni chapters that we have. And so that group each year gets together and does an awards dinner. And ultimately, this dinner is to help raise money for their scholarship, their endowed scholarship. And I really should say scholarships at this point. I think they're on their 5th, maybe 6th scholarship endowment. So they've already funded 5 scholarships in the time that they've been doing this. So that are scholarships that go back to a military affiliated student at Austin Peay. And it's just a really, really cool thing. So we love having that tie-in with Fort Campbell, with our military. Actually, 1 in 4 students at Austin Peay has some type of military affiliation.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so that, of course, that could be active duty, retired, dependent, but 1 in 4. And so it's important that's a very important group to us. And so it's always a really, really special evening when we get to do the military alumni chapter dinner.
I'd say so. And then let's talk about the alums coming back here to show their support, those who have graduated to come back and, cheer on the football team, the school. What does that mean for everyone?
I think it's such a cool time to get to come back. People enjoy coming back, reminiscing, right? But also seeing where the university has gone and where it's going. We just launched a new strategic plan called Experience Austin Peay, and I think that's really what homecoming is about, right? It gives people the opportunity to come back and to have that. When you reminisce about your experience as a student, that helps you, and makes you want to become more engaged with that current student population. And so, you have alumni coming back. You have them, if you were in a fraternity or sorority, they get a chance to come back to meet the new members from those organizations. Same thing with any organization. Same thing with the football alumni or other athletic alumni that come back and want to meet the current student athletes. And so it re-cements what Austin Peay means to people when they get a chance to actually come back, physically have boots on the ground, and be here for all the activity. There's so much excitement that's going on. And I think that's really, for us, that's really what drives engagement, drives people to get inspired to become more involved as alumni, which is ultimately, what we want. We want people to be involved with alumni chapters. We want people to hopefully maybe make financial contributions to the university. So opportunities like this for them to really see what's happening at the university while also kind of getting to relive their college glory days is very important to the overall mission.
I love it. Well, let's talk about the big day, game day being Saturday, the 24th. What happens on that day? Because when you talk about boots on the ground, you guys have a jam-packed parking lot, I believe, for tailgating that starts pretty early.
Yeah, so you have Tailgate Alley, which opens 4 hours before the game. So that morning we start with actually one of my favorite events that we do during homecoming. The first thing that morning is the 50th year reunion. So every year we do, it's the Golden Grad year. So all the people who are celebrating their 50th graduate year come back. We do a breakfast for them. We do some awards. So really cool. But that starts in the morning. Yeah, it's actually a really, really cool thing. It's fun to see how much, 50 years later, how much the university still means to those folks. So really cool to kind of kick off the morning with that. But then we have our parade, which will happen right after that. So you got the parade with all the student organizations and the band and everything that's going on there. This is the 76th homecoming parade, I believe. I actually have it in my notes. I can tell you for certain here because I know that Victor Feltz over in Student Life would be upset if I didn't get it right. But yeah, I believe it's the 76th parade this year. So really, really, really cool that'll be happening. Tailgating starts 4 hours before kickoff. And of course, we have the big game against Eastern Kentucky, which is going to be taking place at 3 o'clock that day. The other thing that happens that day is we have our Distinguished Alumni Awards Luncheon. So we have 3 awards categories that we do, and we'll be honoring a handful of alumni and friends that day. So start to finish, a very jam-packed day, but there's so many cool opportunities for people to get involved and to be doing fun stuff that day. But yeah, the game's at 3 o'clock. Would love to have each and every person that's watching be at that game. Tickets still available at letsgop.com. But yeah, that's our team has been playing great this year. It's been such a fun year. Coach Scotty Walden he's the most energetic coach you will ever see, right? If you watch on the sideline, he probably runs more during the game than the guys on the field do. Guy is always moving. So the team, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's a very energetic team. It's an incredibly talented team. So if you're a football fan or if you just love a great atmosphere, definitely suggest being at Forterra Stadium at 3 o'clock on the 24th.
Well, knowing the crowd that's going to be here, all of the traffic and the cars, anything else that we need to keep in mind if we are coming out to any event or the game?
Yeah, so definitely, prepare to leave early, right? So the parade will wrap up by 11 o'clock, but that will shut down College Street for that morning, right? So if you're planning on coming to the parade, you want to be on campus by probably 9:30. Make sure you're parked and can get over. If you want to watch it go by on College Street. But yeah, if you're planning on getting here for the game, it will get packed, it will get busy. Parking will be tough. There's plenty of parking around campus, on campus, and some of the surrounding areas, but just make sure you plan early because there will be a couple of road closures and it will be hard to get around on campus that day. But we fully equipped to make sure that we're handling everyone that's going to be on here. So
without a doubt, I know you are. And for those watching or wanting more information of game day tomorrow, Friday, where do they go to get that?
Yeah, so if you want information about the actual game, you can go to letsgop.com. Okay. If you want information if you want to see the full homecoming schedule, everything that's going to be starting tomorrow morning, you can actually go to alumni.apsu.edu, and our full homecoming schedule will be on there. So that's alumni.apsu.edu. Everything is on there. There's a few things that are open to the public, a few things you can still RSVP for. So definitely, anyone that wants to know what's happening, that's the place to go.
Awesome. Well, you guys are going to have a great time. Thank you for sharing everything that you did. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you just want others to know about either homecoming, Austin Peay State University?
Yeah, our theme this year is Let the Gov Times Roll. I think it's such a fun theme. Very much, it's kind of, we're going with kind of a Mardi Gras theme, which I think is going to be a whole lot of fun. But no, this place, Austin Peay used to be referred to as the best kept secret, right? And we don't want that. We don't want to be a secret anymore, right? So Austin Peay is a really great place with a lot of really great things going on that serves not just our Clarksville community, but this entire region and this entire state. So I hope everyone that is not already an Austin Peay supporter will come out. This is a great time to learn more about Austin Peay. So come out, see what we're about, whether you care about the academics or care about athletics or just want to be a community supporter. This is a really, really great place to get involved in, and Austin Peay is doing some really great things for our community. So
cannot wait to continue to connect with you as we move forward. So this is going to be great. Brad, thank you so much. On the count of 3, let's get a Let's Go Peay.
Absolutely.
All right, and 1, 2, 3.
Let's go Peay.
Awesome. We wish the football players all the best. Stick with us here on This Week in Clarksville. Coming up, we're going to hear from the current football alumni president, Mr. Trey Pruitt. We'll be right back.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
If you're looking to buy a home under $500,000, check out this 3,000 square foot home in Savannah Chase with all brick and an open floor plan. This kitchen features gorgeous granite countertops and stainless steel appliances. And who doesn't love extra storage? I'm Journey Louie with the Journey Louie team at Clarksville.com Realty. If you're interested in your own personal tour of this property, contact me today.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. We are still talking about homecoming right here at Austin Peay State University happening this Saturday. I now have the pleasure to talk with former Gov football player who also happens to serve as the current football alumni president, as well as the Young Alumni Council president-elect, Mr. Trey Pruitt, which I can also say, and I love to tout this, he's also a personal friend of mine. Trey, thank you so much for giving me your time.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here, Stephanie.
First question, are you excited about homecoming this year?
I absolutely am. Just as excited to experience it from the stands as I was when I was on the field.
Now, you were on the field, you played for 3 years, is that correct?
3 years, correct. Went to school here for 3 years, played for 3 years.
And so now serving as the football alumni president, Is the feeling a little different being an alum coming back for the homecoming game?
Yeah, it's really cool getting to be on the other side of it. You know, before I was down on the field. Now it's going to be fun getting to experience the tailgating, the pregame antics that go on around campus. All that good stuff will be fun this time around.
That's awesome. And as a football player, you know, we know there's a hype for every football game, but is it elevated when it comes to homecoming?
Absolutely. And I would say that's just because on campus, the week of the game, I mean, everyone's talking about it. You've got rallies, you've got, you know, all sorts of hype around it, and it's just a different energy leading up to game day. And then you can even feel it in the stadium, like while you're down on the field out there. It's just a different energy.
For those who may be a freshman, and especially for those who are here from out of state going to school at Austin Peay, and they're like, you know what, it's just a football game. What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say that Austin Peay is a growing school. It's got a lot of good vibes going for it right now. It's growing. Clarksville is a growing city, and with that comes great things. Pouring money into the campus, pouring money into the athletics programs. A lot of good stuff going on downtown, which is in walking distance to the campus. So there's plenty of fun stuff to do. Lots of great things to be a part of.
Is there anything that you're having to do this week in preparation for the game? Again, this is the Thursday before, the game being on Saturday. Is there anything that you're having to do special, being the football alumni president?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple events leading up to the game. We've got the golf tournament, alumni golf tournament that I'll be playing in, along with Devon, and I think we're still looking for our two other teammates. We need to get that figured out as it's coming up pretty quick. But that'll be fun. So that's the day before. And then we've got obviously the game. There's a couple alumni breakfasts and things like that. I know there's a athletic mixer at Strawberry Alley where the athletic alumni get to gather and it's kind of like a little reunion, and all that stuff happens on homecoming week. So it's fun. You get to see old friends, old teammates, and all that good stuff. So.
That's got to be great. Last question for you. What is the thing you miss most about coming to campus here at Austin Peay every day?
The atmosphere. It's awesome. I miss the camaraderie with the football team, which it's awesome being on a real estate team. I'm a team guy, if you can't tell. So I like having people around me. I like pouring into the people around me, and honestly, just seeing all the faces on campus. You can always talk to someone. You walk down the sidewalk and you'll pass 100 people on the way to class, and so that's the thing I miss about it. Is just all the people.
Let me also tell you, those who are watching this, that Trey Pruitt has his jersey from Austin Peay framed at his office behind his desk. So he really is, I mean, that true support from Trey, I mean, I see that in you every time I do see you. So they're so lucky to have you represent this university.
Absolutely, glad to be a part of it.
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you feel like people out there want to know about homecoming day?
I think we're good. Let's go Peay.
All right, yes, let's go Peay. We wish them the best of luck this Saturday. Stay right here on This Week in Clarksville. We'll have more coming up right after this break.
At Miss Lucille's, we go for apple pie. A place that feels like a home away from home. A comfortable place to bring your family from out of town. It's a place where great conversations are had. It's a place where you can shop 200 small businesses in one location. It's a place for you to shop for gifts for any occasion or just to treat yourself. Come on down to Miss Lucille's. You'll be glad you did.
The West Group at Southwest Funding has a combined 29 plus years of experience in the local mortgage market. It's our top priority to make sure the client is well informed and has a transparent loan process. Our focus is to make your journey to home ownership as seamless as possible. Once you close with the West Group, you are family for life. To become part of the happy West Group family of clients, call 931-266-0013 or visit us at thewestgroupswf.com.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. I'm your sports reporter, Brady McAtemney, and here's what's been going on in the area. It was a tough night for football on Friday night as only two teams in the Montgomery County area got wins. That was Montgomery Central going to Glencliff and getting a big 42-0 win, as well as Rossview beating West Creek 20-17. Everyone else took tough losses. Northeast took the toughest probably though, losing 22-21 against region rival Portland. Everyone else though, kind of tough, losing big games by double digits. The soccer games though, things are getting interesting around here as we kind of get toward the later round of the season. We got a big game here that we're actually at tonight, Clarksville versus Rossview. You'll be able to read all about that once you're watching this on MainStreetClarksville.com and MainStreetPreps.com. They're two big-time region rivals, of course. Clarksville and Rossview, the big rivalry in the city. West Creek, of course, another team in that region who is very competitive as well. And Northwest over in the other region, competing big time with Henry County and Dixon County.
Give it up. Where'd you get it?
Rooms for less.
Get out! You gotta be kidding me!
Have you ever noticed that the guys' voices get really high when they get excited?
I haven't really noticed that before.
Oh yeah, you should see their selections of sofas and recliners. I mean, oh my gosh, I about lost my mind. I should take you there sometime. I mean, there's more stuff that I want to get. I can't believe you got all this from Rooms for Less.
I'm Journey Louie, lead agent with the Journey Louie team at Clarksville.com Realty. Not every client needs the same approach. No matter what you need, my specially curated team and I devise a creative strategy to get you exactly what you want. I don't have to tell you that this market is unpredictable, but the key is to have a local, experienced real estate agent to help you make an informed financial decision.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. I have two very special guests that you could see here at the Customs House Museum and Cultural Center tomorrow night or Saturday. I have Jeff and Kimberly. They're the dynamic duo of deception. Thank you guys for sitting down.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for letting us be here.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. And we are in the Coca-Cola room at the museum right now. This is where your show will take place tomorrow and Saturday. First off, you guys have just as much fun doing a show. You guys have been doing this how long?
I've been doing this 52 years.
Holy smokes.
Or a deck of cards.
I like that.
Right.
52 years for
yes,
you?
ma'am.
How long for you?
Probably at least to 12 years.
Okay. So both quite a long time. Do you still get as excited as
Oh,
you
yeah.
did maybe the first two shows?
Every show is different. It's like a boxer. You never know what's going to happen because every throw is different. Every punch is different. Every audience member is different. You never know what they're going to say. You have audience management. You might have a heckler. You might have the late show where everyone's half asleep and drooling.
What do you prefer, the drooling or the heckler?
In between.
So what can people expect? And this is a grown-up show. If you're looking for tickets, definitely get in touch with the museum. It's an adult show. It starts on Friday from 8 to 9 and then on Saturday 7 to 8. What can we expect when we come?
A lot of mind-blowing, leaving here with memorable experiences. We will connect people with other people. And it's not just magic boys showing up saying, "You want to see a trick?" You know?
Yeah, it's so much more than that. It's almost kind of like date night. But okay, say like the woman, she can maybe learn a little bit of stuff about her husband, and maybe the husband can learn some things about his wife. So it's about communication, and it's about having fun. It's about letting your hair down, not thinking about the things that stress you out. It's just about fun. And
it's not Jerry Springer, I'll tell you that. Okay.
No. Thank goodness it's all fun.
When you say fun, you guys have really fun energy, or that's what I'm feeling right now. What do you enjoy seeing the most when you're looking out at the crowd? People are there, they're engaged. What kind of love do you feel, or I don't know, what do you get when you see that?
Well, I know, like for me, like sometimes whenever I'm like reading minds or something, because in parts of the show, I am blindfolded, so I actually can't see the audience, but they can see me. But it's almost just like you can just like feel like it's almost like embracing someone, their love, and it's just being open. And the biggest thing is it's just feeling relaxed and just it's almost kind of zen that. But it's so peaceful for me.
But it's
in the moment whenever I'm connecting with people in the show.
But it's a very fast-paced show. It's highly interactive. So it's not, when Kimberly says zen, it means that everyone's like, when someone says, and this show, by the way, we're doing a little bit of close-up magic. So it's sleight of hand. I do my award-winning sleight of hand magic, and there'll be about 15, probably about 20 minutes of that. Okay. And then there'll be a slight, not intermission, but a quick break, and then I bring Kimberly out, and then we do the mind reading, which we call sleight of mind. Yes. So she taps into people's minds. If you want to get violated, come on down.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
I didn't ask this before, so if I'm off the mark, I apologize. You guys are married?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. What's that like?
6,205 days. Thank you.
17 years.
17 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dated long distance for at least
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, I would fly back, and yeah.
And but she would come out, and finally I said, you know what? I love you. And it's the first time I ever told her that. She says, I love you too. She says, well, would you want to ever move to Oklahoma? I'm like, no.
Did he say it like that?
Just like that. And I said, I saw the movie Twister, and I'm not getting hit by a cow, okay? No. And besides, I'm still auditioning. And then the serious part kicked in. I'm still auditioning. I'm still got roles coming in and blah, blah, blah. And she understood that. I said, you know what?
It's a different world there versus Oklahoma. Oh, yes, totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
So I said, maybe we need to take 2 weeks off. And we have never, in 2 years, never gone without talking on the phone or even seeing each other. So fast forward, I made it to a week. It wasn't 2 weeks, but I didn't tell her. I bought a one-way ticket. Here's the one-way part. I bought a one-way ticket at midnight. It was a red eye. Didn't tell her. I showed up at her front door in Oklahoma, right?
Who's melting with me right now?
It was awesome. So we packed up her Jeep, threw everything in her Jeep, and drove cross country back to LA and never looked back. So that's how she got to California.
Yeah. Oh, and the rest is history.
Rest is history. Yeah.
No,
yes and no.
Okay, well then my version.
Go ahead.
Once I got there, then it was just like things started happening, and it was like we just had like a connection. And I think he was doing a stand-up one night, and he came home, and he was like just like so angry, and he was just like so mad.
It was a bad week on the road.
He's having a really bad week, and I was just like, oh my gosh! And I said we should do a show together because I feel like we have such a strong connection with everything that's going on in our lives, and he was like, okay. So he did like 5 minutes. And we went to the Magic Castle in Hollywood, and it was so much fun. And that was the first time I ever performed, and I connected with people.
She'd never been on stage in her life.
Never been on stage before. What?
Farm girl in a little cubicle in Oklahoma, never been on stage, and she was like the star of the show.
It was so much fun. I think it was just like I said, it was just like I just felt this love for the audience, and just for people in general. Even whenever I meet people, I really want to know about them, and I really want to be their friend. Truly want to be their friend, but
I mean, if you saw her,
so sincere. You are. I mean, not just you, but you are sincere.
That's just me.
What I love about her is if you saw this little blonde woman walking down the street in Hollywood Boulevard, and she didn't say a word, you think, typical LA broad, until she opens her mouth. How y'all doing? Whoa, what? And that's how she is. She's so pure and so genuine, and it's.
I just want to treat people how I want to be treated.
Amen.
Yeah. Right.
Well, throughout all of these years, have you been surprised, I guess, the success of the two of you once you came together at that first show at the Magic Castle in California to where you are now? Are you surprised?
Actually, yeah. I mean, I was that guy. You know where Valencia is?
Yeah.
Santa Clarita,
yes.
Magic Mountain, up there. So I was born in San Fernando Valley, Van Nuys, and I was that guy who said, I'll never leave California. It ain't gonna happen, right? Oops. And then I was that guy. You'll never get to move out of San Fernando Valley. We moved to Valencia. You never get to move out of Valencia. You never get blah 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 blah. You'll never. A lot of nevers,
Tennessee.
right? And so my buddy, who was the manager over at the Magic Castle, got a pretty good offer. Joey Martinez, hey Joey, thank you. And said that he's coming out here to be the manager over at House of Cards. I said, hey, if we ever decided, to move out there, can you throw me a bone? He goes, absolutely. I said, okay. So that was 5 years before.
But we came with no expectations. We knew that we could have at least get some sort of work, moving here.
Yep.
But anything would be better than, the way that California has changed so much, and we wanted to go someplace where it was more refreshing and it just wasn't as stressful, I guess. That's the shortest way to put it.
Yeah.
You picked the best state, let me tell you.
Yeah. No, you guys keep
we
it real.
Agree. We totally agree.
You guys keep it Jesus. I love it.
And we love that. We totally love that.
When you say hello here, you mean it. In LA, hello means goodbye.
Pretty much.
I've heard the guess.
Yeah. LA, sorry, man.
So you can see them at House of Cards, but don't wait to do that, because you can see the dynamic duo of deception, Jeff and Kimberly, right here at the Customs House Museum and Cultural Center tomorrow night. Again, that is running from 8 to 9, or Saturday from 7 to 8. Now you need to check to see if tickets are still available, because I am told there's only a certain number of tickets that are being offered to the public to purchase. And I believe it's 30 tickets. So
Correct.
Definitely, as you're watching this and you want to check out this couple, see how they do their mind tricks and the sleight of hand, go ahead and call the museum and see if you can get a ticket. I guess before I let you guys go, is there something that you can do now, a little something?
Yeah, sure. And by the way, it's going to be a very intimate show. So we have our larger stage show that we did in the auditorium back in March. It was 196 seats. Now we want to make this very close up and intimate. So the first part of this show is going to be close up sleight of hand magic, and then a little mini intermission, and Kimberly will come out and we're going to do the mind reading stuff, which is what we're going to do with you right now.
Okay.
You ready?
Let me
Little
turn
hot
around.
under the collar, if I had a collar.
We're gonna make a connection. Okay.
Okay.
Let me turn around here.
Wanna turn around?
Okay, I'll turn
Okay.
around because I don't want anyone to think that I'm peeking or anything. Okay.
Do you have a cell phone on you?
Right there. And honestly, I only maybe have talked to the two of them for maybe 2.5 minutes before I put them in the seats to start the interview.
Right.
Let's use something visual. Did you bring anything?
I didn't bring any. We had our grandkids with us, so they.
I did put them on the spot.
Oh, this is good.
Who put?
Okay.
She probably put the die in my pocket. My grandkids put all stuff. Maybe we can do something with the die. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. Okay, and we're gonna try and make.
Take the die. I don't know if this is gonna even work. Little cup. I'll tell you what. Put it in your hand like this. I'll turn away too. Okay. I'll turn away. And I want give it a roll, and then whatever number is facing face up. Hold it flat. But just look at the number, and whenever you get, just take a look at the number, and you can roll it again if you want.
Nope, I'm good.
You happy with that number?
I'm happy.
Okay, Kimberly, what number is she rolling?
All right, just keep saying. I'm gonna turn around. Keep saying that number over in your mind. Is it the number 4?
Is it a 4?
Get
Hold it
out
up. Show
of
the
town.
camera. Show the
Get
camera.
out of town. It was a 4.
Try it again, because she might have got lucky.
Okay, all right.
She could have got
try it
lucky.
again. Let's try it again. Okay, try it again.
Is this really possible?
Only once.
Okay.
Keep saying it over in your mind. All right, I'm feeling a lot of positive energy. Is it the number 2?
Is it a 2?
Well, I'm sold, and I'm going to buy my ticket as soon as we are done, you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time. Again, the dynamic duo of deception. You can catch them right here at the Customs House Museum and Cultural Center, like I said, tomorrow or Saturday, or take a look at the website at House of Cards, or call and see when Jeff and Kimberly are there, because I think this is going to be a show that you want to see.
And you could visit our website too, and it's jeffbornstein.com. You'll be able to see videos of both Kimberly and I doing the close-up and the mind reading, our full act, and Mind's Blown. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Hope to
gosh.
see you at the show.
Oh, we can't wait to see you guys. Thanks for sticking with us here. Stay with us on This Week in Clarksville, because we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm John, one of the family owners here at the City Forum. Some people think I'm great at the games and attractions here, but I'm not. I'm fantastic. Your mom might want to pick that up. Go low with 18 holes in mini golf. Channel your inner Ricky Bobby on the go-kart track. Play in Clarksville's only 7D motion theater. 10 lanes of family fun bowling. Don't forget about our big birthday party rooms. So come on out to the City Forum and try to beat some of my high scores.
So, I just heard you talking to Jane about your gorgeous living room.
She was just asking me if it came from
Rooms for less, is that true? I mean, I always thought with the whole less thing.
Not at all. I mean, the whole less thing's actually more. You get more quality, more name brands, more selection.
Oh, but what about the table? I mean, there's no way.
Rooms for less.
Is this Rooms for Less? What time do you guys close? Yes!
The West Group at Southwest Funding has a combined 29 plus years of experience in the local mortgage market. It's our top priority to make sure the client is well informed and has a transparent loan process. Our focus is to make your journey to home ownership as seamless as possible. Once you close with the West Group, you are family for life. To become part of the happy West Group family of clients, call 931-266-0013 or visit us at thewestgroupswf.com.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller. We're talking about the market here in Clarksville with the housing market that we have and how crazy it can be. I have Journey Louie with me. She is a realtor with Clarksville.com Realty. First off, thank you for giving me your time today.
Yes, anytime.
So let's talk about the market and how it's ever changing. What are we seeing right now?
So right now we're seeing a little bit of a shift. It's definitely slowed down some. I know over the past 2 years we had like historically low interest rates, which that increased buyer demand like crazy. What we're seeing now is it's a shift. You know, rates rose, which affected buying power. So there's less competition amongst home buyers right now. You know, over the past 2 years we saw on one house you could have tons of offers, over asking price, waiving appraisal contingency in some cases, even home inspection contingencies.
Right.
What we're seeing right now is with less competition, homes are sitting a little bit longer. Buyers are now able to ask for more. As far as seeing if the seller will pay closing costs, we're seeing it happen again. It's just less competitive right now.
So it can be confusing for a buyer or seller out there. I know when you're looking, you're like, oh my gosh, how do I navigate through this? What do you say to them?
So it can be confusing. And what I would say is don't let fear drive your decision. Just really reevaluate your goals. If you want to move because you need to upsize or downsize, it's still a great time. You know, interest rates can change. You can always refinance. If you're wanting to sell, it's still a seller's market. You know, technically to have a balanced market, we should have 6 months of inventory, and right now we still have about 2.1 months. So we're still a seller's market, still a great time to sell. But with that low competition right now amongst home buyers, it's also a great time to buy.
Nice, and thank you for sharing that. I also want to ask, because it is challenging, especially, well, I mean, I guess whether you're coming in from out of the area, whether you live here and you're moving just in the Clarksville, Montgomery County area, it's hard picking an agent that's right for you. How does one pick the best agent for themselves? You know, we have a lot of great ones here. I think we have more than 1,000 agents in our area. How do you pick the right one?
I would say definitely do your research, look at reviews, and then interview. Even interview a few of them. Make sure that when you're sitting down with them that you feel comfortable, because you will be working closely together, you know, on the biggest investment of your life, potentially. And just make sure they're answering all of your questions and just really making sure that you feel like you're making an informed decision with what's going on.
Fantastic. Journey, I appreciate all of this information that you've given us. And you know, if Journey looks a little familiar, she is one of our advertisers of This Week in Clarksville, and we so thank you for helping us get some vital information out to our community, both on the housing market and then the other stories that I am blessed to cover. So thank you for that.
No problem.
Last question for you. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that people need to know here at the end of September?
Again, just I can't stress enough, don't let fear drive your decision. The headlines are crazy right now, and really just driving that fear, but really just go back to your goals. Make sure, you know, if you want to move. It's a great time for both buyers and sellers right now. It's a really unique thing going on.
Journey, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for sticking with us here, but don't go anywhere. We have more coming up right after the break.
Guess what? The real estate market is changing, creating opportunities for home buyers.
We still have a housing shortage. With interest rates rising, homes aren't selling as quickly, which is allowing inventory to grow.
So if you've been outbid before or struggled to find a home that meets your needs, it's time to breathe a home sigh of relief.
In today's market, you'll have more options and less competition. Data shows that multiple offer situations are still happening, they're just not as intense as they have been in the past years.
So if you're still looking to make a move, it might be time to pick your home search back up today.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way. When flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage, it ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. So I've switched locations on you from Austin Peay State University to the site where the 22nd annual Antique Tractor and Engine Show will be happening this Friday and Saturday. So that is at 1921 Rossview Road, also known as the Barty Agricultural Center. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But again, that's happening tomorrow from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening, and also on Saturday from 9 until 3 p.m. Other events happening this weekend. You also have the Clarksville Downtown Market from 8 until noon. You have bird watching and hikes at Wadeborn Nature Center at Rotary Park that you can take part in on Saturday. This one's for the kiddos. It is the Early Childhood Education Expo at the Clarksville Montgomery County Library. That's happening from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon on Saturday. Of course, we can't forget our homecoming game at Austin Peay State University against Eastern Kentucky University. That will kick off at 3 p.m. Of course, you have other activities, as you heard earlier in the show, on both Friday and Saturday mornings. Something else I would like to highlight, but this is happening on Tuesday the 27th. It is a grown-up spelling bee at Customs House Museum and Cultural Center. I don't know about you, but I do enjoy watching spelling bees among students because it's always fascinating to me the words that they can get spelled correctly. So that is happening from 6 to 9 on Tuesday. You can see grown-ups compete to be the best spellers. Well, I would like to end out this show with a fall recipe for you that I do enjoy. My mom started making this particular dish a few years ago and tends to make it every year. It is the Mountain Dew apple dumplings. So what you do, and you can follow along as the recipe comes up here on the screen: 2 Granny Smith apples, 2 cans of crescent rolls, 2 sticks of butter, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, cinnamon, and 1 can of Mountain Dew soda. What you do is you slice the Granny Smith apples, you wrap up those slices in the crescent rolls, place them in a dish. My mother loves to line the dish with butter. I do the same thing. Then you take the 2 sticks of butter, melt that down with the sugar, add the vanilla, mix it together, pour on top of the crescent rolls that you have wrapped around the apples, add a can of Mountain Dew soda, and then sprinkle cinnamon right on top. Pop it in the oven. It is an incredible dish that I think is just, it warms the stomach, and it's a great fall dish for me and my family, so I wanted to share that with you. Thanks so much for joining us for This Week in Clarksville. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Have a great start to the fall season and a blessed weekend.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of This Week in Clarksville. We'll see you next time.